2017 is your year to retire. You've probably got a plan in place by now, at least we'd hope. But how confident are you with that plan? Turns out that many people have second thoughts as they near retirement. So here to talk about that and lots of other important questions, we have Greg Taylor. We know him as Ohio's retirement coach and the president of Legacy Retirement. Hi, Greg.
Hi, and what a great Monday, right? This beautiful weather outside. And
right, although it's frigid. Yeah, exactly, right? We're into winter.
Yeah.
If 2017 is your year to retire, right, we've got a lot of people that have, common questions as they get ready, because as we've talked about before, it's emotional, that whole thing, and having to call it quits, so to speak.
It is emotional. It's a big transition because everything that defined us now is changing. So we have to find new ways to be passionate and to be fulfilled.
Okay, Greg, this one today. My wife and I, we're in our mid-60s. We have about $1.1 million in our retirement funds with a pension. We feel like we're ready to retire. How do we know for sure?
Well, knowing for sure you're ready to retire encompasses a couple of things. Knowing that you now have an investment plan that is going to allow you to beat inflation, but not just that, but that's going to preserve your wealth and make sure you're not going to take big hits to your portfolio. Understand what your risk is, understand what your fees are, know those things going into retirement so that you're not going to be, sideswiped by, a big market decline. The other thing is understanding how much income you need. If you need, $80,000 a year income from that $1 million, you're probably not prepared because that's too much. However, if you need $30,000 a year from that $1 million, and you're probably doing pretty well. So a lot of it's based on what our expectation is, what that needs to generate. Then create a plan. Know going forward exactly what your worst case scenario is. Understand also how to generate that income that you need from those dollars, and know that it's not going to run out.
Right, because the last thing we need during retirement is stress, right? That's supposed to be the time we enjoy life.
Exactly, it really is. And to take the stress off, have a rock solid plan that you can see. Now, every plan has to be adjusted because life happens to us.
Sure, yeah.
But beyond that, knowing that you have a plan that can get you to where you want to go will give you the confidence to do the things, first of all, that you promised yourself that you would do. That's a big one.
It's a big one. Okay, Greg, number 2 here. I plan on retiring sometime this year, but I don't have a specific date chosen yet. Are there any dates or times of the year that are more beneficial than others?
Not really. I mean, you can retire whenever you really are comfortable to retire. Now, check with your company, make sure that you're not going to miss out on some sort of bonus, you're not going to miss out on some vacation pay or other things. And so sometimes it's specific to the company. If you work just a couple of months longer, you'll get that profit sharing or things like that.
Sure.
So do check with your company, make sure you're not going to miss out on certain benefits by retiring too soon.
Okay, Greg, number 3. Elizabeth emailed this one in. She says, my husband is 62. He can retire in 2020, full benefits, but we're thinking of retiring in 2019, living off our 401k for a year to get full benefits then a year later. She wants to know if this is wise, and then mentions that she'll actually still be working full time because she's 6 years younger.
So I'm thinking what they're talking about is full Social Security benefits, which happens at age 66 or 66 and a half or 67 for some. Now, we've done a lot of research on this one, and we've done a lot of test portfolios, and the interesting thing about it is we found that when someone starts draining down their retirement savings, that it's actually better to go ahead and turn on that Social Security benefit rather than drain your savings down. In every test we've done, people, if they live to say age 90, ended up with more money overall if they took their Social Security early versus spending down their 401k or IRA or other savings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Number 4, Greg, I didn't save too well in my 30s and 40s. I'm 55. I'm trying to catch up. Help me out.
Well, the good news is you get what's called a catch-up provision in your IRA or 401k. You're allowed to contribute more, also in a Roth. So if it's $5,500 normally for a normal individual or family person, then now, once you're past 50, it's $6,500 you can contribute each year. But really start looking at tax-free. So if you have the option now, you haven't done, a lot of saving, put it in a Roth.
Okay.
A Roth 401k, a Roth IRA, put the money there where you can get tax-free benefits later. It will pay off in spades. I can assure you that.
Okay, questions at ohiosretirementcoach.com. If you have a question for Greg, feel free to email him and he'll answer your question right here on Daytime. So have you resolved to be more financially responsible in 2017? If you're trying to achieve that goal, Greg is back. We have specific steps that you can take right after the break.